Hello, it is Friday, September 16th, 2022. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Friday puzzle today, so a themeless puzzle, and it looks like a pretty open grid. Looks like we're going to have some long, potentially grid-spanning answers there. So, I don't know, could be a tricky one. And this wide-open puzzle has been brought to us by Henrik Koskinen, David Innes, and, as always, the inestimable Hood Monster, the invaluable Timothy Mark, and the indomitable Shoalmaster. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support in keeping this channel alive and sustainable for me each day. Thank you so much. I do very much appreciate that. And thank you to everybody who has backed the Patreon campaign at any level. If you'd like to become a benefactor, you can get the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug at patreon.com/dailysolve. But if you become a patron at any tier, and thank you to everybody who's done so, you can get all of the bonus videos that have gone up on the channel to date, as well as the new ones that go up each week. And just yesterday, I posted the most recent such video, which was called the Sizzling Bosswords Summer 2022 Competition Championship Puzzle. So it was the final puzzle of that string of Bosswords Summer Crosswords. And it was a bit of a challenge, not as challenging as I have found the Bosswords Themeless League puzzles to be. And on that note, the next one of those, the Bosswords Fall Themeless League, is starting up this month. So if you're a patron and you have enjoyed those in the past, you'll be getting more of those on a weekly basis coming soon. So you can also subscribe to the YouTube channel for free, of course. Thank you to everybody who's done so and gotten us past that 10,000 mark. And you can join the Daily Solve Discord chat server, and a link in the description field underneath the video to become a part of that community. And with all that said, let's get on to today's puzzle. This is a Friday crossword. It was constructed by Juliana Tringali Golden, her second puzzle for the New York Times, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. Of course, as a Friday puzzle, well, as we know from last Friday, this isn't always true, but almost certainly this will be a themeless puzzle. I'm certain this one will be. Okay, no grid-spanning answers, not quite. We have these black cells breaking things up, so poles have them. Poles have them. I mean, this could mean people from Poland. It could mean magnetic poles or other sorts of diametrically opposed positions. It could be poles as in rods, sticks, I don't know which. Film site, IMDb, or it could be the site of a physical sort of film over something. I don't know. Heart could be the gist of an idea, the core, seed, germ, or it could mean heart as in enthusiasm. I don't know. Actress Zoe Kazan's grandfather. I don't think I'm familiar with Zoe Kazan, but presumably Elia Kazan, the director. Is that how you spell his name? Let's keep going. Treat with a hook. Treat with a hook. An earworm or ear candy or something. I'm wondering if it's meaning a song with a hook that you remember, but I don't know. That's probably wrong. Pose. A pose could be an air, or to pose could be to what? How do you say that in 3 letters? I'm not sure. Wave function symbol. This will be a Greek letter, I'm sure, but I don't know which off the top of my head. Committed to. If you're committed to something or someone, you're in for it, or I don't know. Off to a tough start today. Used a cutting-edge surgical technique on. Lasered? Is that cutting edge enough? Dern of Cinema, Laura Dern. There we go. That looks like a safe cross. And tending to dominate. If you're tending to dominate, you're ahead. I mean, that's not quite, I don't think that's strong enough to be tending to dominate. Blank finish. You could have a satin finish. I mean, that's a kind of finish that could be applied to materials. So, woe. Well, you could say alas and alack. You see that sometimes, sort of a quaint way of expressing woe. Kate on the cover of Vanity Fair's 100th anniversary issue. Kate Upton is someone, right? A model, probably? A musician, a model, I think? Kate Upton, that sounds familiar. Music label named for a pachyderm. Rhino. So a rhino is a pachyderm sort of animal. And Rhino Records, I don't know that they're still around. I think they might still be around as some kind of heritage brand, but they, at least at one point, were a music label and may still be. Tending to dominate, oh, I see, alpha as in a sort of alpha male type. And then oldest restaurant chain in America, founded in 1919, A&P, I think A&P. It's a restaurant chain. And I think also a brand of root beer, maybe? Anyway, I'll be with you in a jiffy. 1 second, you might say. Mentions casually, says, sort of casual way. What is this? It could happen. Oh, this looks ridiculous. Maybe it's not A&P, maybe it's A&W. I think it's A&W. I think that's what I was thinking of. Not A&P, sorry about that. Is A&P something, or am I just making that up? I don't know. It could happen. This looks much better with this now at the end. Blank wave, a sine wave maybe? Not certain about that, but it could be the case. Committed to could end in on. What about this? Vapor trail, vaporize perhaps? So trail in this case just be meaning a suffix that could be appended to the word vapor, and the question mark is giving us a bit of a hint in that regard, that trail is being used in a punny sort of way. Long bottom at Hogwarts. Okay, this will be Harry Potter. I don't know. What is long bottom? I'm not sure. Let's keep looking. Goal-oriented final match in brief. Goal-oriented final match in brief. That's a very specific, elaborate clue, but also there's a question mark. So it's something sort of punny. Goal-oriented final match. I mean, this will be sports-related, I'm guessing. I'm guessing goal-oriented is being used in a punny sort of way. But let's keep looking. In the altogether, primarily, or something like that. Like playing cards, they're dealt out in hands. Hey, hold your horses. Let's keep looking. Nerve fiber, an axon? Is that a nerve fiber, I think? And Venetian resort. Resort in Venice. What? I'm not sure. Bygone Winter Palace resident. The Tsars of Russia lived in the Winter Palace. Now a museum. Okay, turning point. An axis. You could have wheels turning on an axis, for instance, or any sorts of other things. So what about this? Hey, hold your horses. Easy there, maybe you'd say. That could very well be the case. The there could be wrong, but let's check some crosses here. Disco diva Gloria Gaynor, who sang I Will Survive. And Venetian Resort, I'm still not sure. Well, I guess I just don't know that. We'll have to come back to it. Monterey Runner, not sure what that's looking for there. Her burned, in a cleansing ritual. Sage, burns sage, which is an herb. And then driven, say. What about this? Sounds of bells. Could be tolls or peals. So tolls or peals of bells. I don't know if I think either one of those is more likely than the other. So, although there's an L in each case here. So does that help? No, not really. Knack for notes. If you have an ear, perhaps a good ear, you have a knack for musical notes. That would make this peals rather than tolls. Let's see if that helps. Toddlers carry me. Toddlers sometimes sort of say up, up. So that could be it. And, all right, here's that goal-oriented final match. What about this? It could happen. You never know. There we go. You never know. It could happen. And committed to. So that confirms the on at the end of committed to, which I did sort of suspect, but I don't think I have a great guess for what the full answer is. Fulani braid decoration. I'm not sure. A bead, maybe? Film site. Well, that could make film site IMDb. So I thought this was going to be a bit punnier and was going to be something that was, I don't know, some biological film or something like an algae or something like that, but I don't know. It may not be. It may be the simpler Internet Movie Database, a website about film, cinema. So heart. So this could be the core of an idea, say, the heart of an idea. I'm not certain, but let's check the crosses. Poles have them. Oh, so maybe ski poles. They have ice, tips? I don't know what you call those things. I'm not sure. Sugar refinery byproduct. Oh, molasses is a byproduct of sugar refining. So there we go. Pose. Oh, you could pose a question, ask a question. I did not come to that sense of the word pose. So there we go. Wave function symbol. I don't know, sigh or something. What about this? Looks like drink. Oh, I don't think I saw this clue. Savor the moment. You could savor the moment. You could drink it in. And committed to is set on, right? So you're committed to an idea or a task or something that's slightly different than what I was imagining. Committed to a particular person, say. Wave function symbol does look like sigh, doesn't it? So poles have ice caps. Oh, I see. So this is poles as in the North and South Pole, I think is maybe what this refers to. So the polar ice caps is what this is saying. And then treat with a hook. Candy, oh, a candy cane, which literally has a hook shape. It is molded into the shape of a hooked cane. Goal-oriented final match, say, oh, it could be some kind of cup, maybe. Goal-oriented final match in brief. I don't know what cup this is. Obviously not the World Cup. That doesn't fit. I don't know. I'll have to keep looking. Proudly LGBTQ plus. Well, if you're proudly so and publicly so, you're out. And then in the altogether is... why can't I see it? Could end in D as an adjective. Don't know. Oh, it could be au naturel. Oh, I see. This is sort of euphemistic. So it's in the altogether, which I think is actually, now that I just did not come to mind for me until I sort of leapt to the answer, but I think this is sort of a euphemistic way to say nude, basically. So au naturel, another way of implying as such. You're in the altogether. I think that is sort of a slightly quaint way of referring to that, but I'm sure I've seen that before. So a yawl pole. I don't know what that is, I don't think. Leading role in being the Ricardos. So this was a dramatization of the life of Lucy and Desi Arnaz. Being the Ricardos. Oh, so it would just be, it would just be Lucy. Lucille Ball, who was married to Desi Arnaz, who also would have been depicted in the film, I'm sure. Film? TV show? I'm not sure. Okay, word with pet or cat. Those are both types of medical scans, so PET scan or CAT scan. And like that, and it's in brackets. So what the brackets are indicating here is that this is going to be a non-verbal sound. So it's going to be sort of, it could be onomatopoeic, or it could just be a description of a sound. In this case, I think it's snap. Just like that, and you might snap your fingers for emphasis. Okay, so what is this? Goal-oriented final match. Oh, maybe the Major League Soccer Cup? The U.S. Major League sort of finals game, I guess? Okay, so, or series, so that'll be that. MLS Cup, I suspect that would be. And then yawl pole is what? A mast. This is a nautical thing, I would think. And then driven, say, or is it? What is this? Driven. So, is Lucy spelled L? Right, of course, it's Lucy. I was thinking of her name, Lucille, Lucille, but nickname Lucy would be spelled with a Y, of course, as in I Love Lucy, the television program. Okay, so driven, say, would be type A, maybe, type A personality, someone who's driven. And to be cordial is to... not sure. Let's keep looking. Unbeaten feats. Unbeaten feats are records? Yeah. You are a record holder. You have an unbeaten feat of some kind. Classic pop. Some kind of soda. Cream soda is classic in the sense that it's a sort of slightly old-timey soda, I suppose. Cream soda. You don't encounter it much these days. Oh, so what was this? Neville Longbottom at Hogwarts. I guess this is a character from Harry Potter, obviously, is what I expected, so I guess that's what that is. Okay. Monterey Runner is... Why don't I see that? That's so confounding. Making paper flowers, e.g. Some kind of craft or something, but that doesn't fit with this E. I'm not sure. Let's keep looking around. Dovish declaration. A coo, maybe? Doves are often, the sound they make is described as cooing, so that could be that. I guess you could describe that as a pigeonly decoration as well, or declaration. Big name in nail polish. Oh, I'm sure I've seen this before in the crossword. Now I can't remember what it is. Is it OPI? Opie? I think that might be what it is. I'm fairly certain. That is a cosmetics brand. And then to be cordial is to something. Let's keep looking. Thinks of something. Has an idea, maybe? That's what I need about this be cordial clue. Platoon, but not Dunkirk. Interesting. So these both look like they're referring to the films, but I'm wondering if there's some kind of misdirection happening. I'm not quite sure I understand what's being alluded to there. So here we have high blank, high lie, the sport, and ruffle. To ruffle somebody's feathers, is that what's being suggested? Muss, maybe? Ruffle someone's hair, to muss their hair. Muss is sort of a US-specific term meaning to kind of rumple or mess with. It's usually applied to hair. I don't know if that's right, though. Platoon, but not Dunkirk. I'm not sure. Might not be right. Okay, somewhat hard-boiled. If you're somewhat hard-boiled, I mean, this could refer to an egg. It could refer to hard-boiled in the sense of, personality description or descriptor of fiction. So, hard-boiled crime fiction, for instance. It's tough and intense. So that means it could end in ish. But I'm not sure. Rogue, it doesn't fit anyway. Big name in outdoor gear could be REI, which is a big American cooperative outdoor gear retailer, but IEI looks strange. Prefix with conscious, it could be eco-conscious. Somewhat hard-boiled, I'm not sure. Country where almost half the world's zippers are made. I don't know. That's very interesting. I'll be curious to see what it is. I wonder what the reasons for that are. French eggs. So the plural of oeuf, which strangely in French, when pluralized, is sort of just pronounced It's one of those words that, as a French learner, is very difficult to parse in rapidly spoken speech because it sounds like almost nothing. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I spelled that incorrectly. It is oeuf. It is a singular egg. Sorry about that. Well, the thing I said is still true. It just doesn't apply to this particular answer. So a French egg, a single egg, is an oeuf, which is where we get love, the score of 0 in tennis, because it was l'oeuf, the egg, for 0. In English, how we'd say a goose egg or something like that to represent 0. And then that got anglicized, the egg, l'oeuf, into love. Okay. Exemplar of stick-to-itiveness is shore something, maybe? And here, behold the sunrise, say. I don't know, eco could be wrong. Other ways to be conscious, certainly. What about this? Making paper flowers. Oh, some kind of project. So Monterey Runner is Mac. What on earth does that mean? Not sure. Sorry. I hope that's correct. It seems like it probably is. Oh, Japan, where almost half the world's zippers are made. Interesting. There must just be some sort of existing kind of institutional or kind of factory critical mass that just leads that to continue being the case. Exemplar stick-to-itiveness. And behold a sunrise. Oh, I don't know. Somewhat hard oh, noirish, maybe. Is that what that is? Oh, so hold your horses, easy tiger, maybe. Oh, that's kind of clever if so, because both of these idioms involve animals. So, hey, hold your horses, easy tiger. You could say those are both common phrases. What about this? Platoon, but not Dunkirk. I see. It's an iamb. So, iamb, as in iambic meter, poetically. So, an iamb is a coupling of two syllables, the first of which is unstressed, the second of which is stressed. So, platoon, because the first syllable is unstressed and the second is stressed, but not Dunkirk. Although, Dunkirk, there are certainly accents that would pronounce it that way, but not, I guess, in American English. So platoon, but not Dunkirk, are iambs. And then ruffle, yeah, it looks like it is probably muss. And then chess prodigy protagonist of The Queen's Gambit, read that in an odd order. Beth, I watched that series, The Queen's Gambit, and the character's name was Beth. Okay, exemplar of stick-to-itiveness is superglue. Okay, so stick-to-itiveness not being used in the idiomatic sense of somebody with kind of tenacity, but rather a literal substance, superglue, which sticks to things. So this does look like eco-conscious, and then this does look like REI as well. Oh, so to behold a sunrise is to face east. I was completely on the wrong track there. So there we have that. Let's keep going. Goat material, GOAT, greatest of all time material. The something, I'm not sure. Letterboxd or Yelp user, perhaps. So these are both websites on which you can rate things. On Letterboxd, you can rate films, and on Yelp, you can rate commercial establishments. So a rater, maybe? Roasted in Spanish. Oh, is it asada, as in carne asada? I'm not sure if that's right. I think of asada as meaning grilled, so I'm not sure. Let's hold off on that for now. Anna of Mom. Mom, I'm guessing, is a piece of film or television, and Anna is an actor. I'm not sure, though, about that in general. To be cordial. Oh, to act nice. Okay, fair enough. And immediate threat to capture in a game of Go. You know, I've only played Go a handful of times, and it was a very long time ago, so this doesn't immediately come to mind. Immediate threat to capture in a game of Go. I'm not sure. I just don't know the vocabulary, I don't think. Battlefield figure. Act nice could be wrong. Battlefield figure. Oh, a medic is a figure on the battlefield. There we go. Easy writing, e.g. Essay. Essay writing, e.g. Essay writing. A trade? Doesn't really seem right. Goat material. I'm not sure. Oh, making paper flowers is a craft project. Didn't I want that to be craft? And yet didn't occur to me that it could be at the beginning of the word. That was silly. Roasted. Maybe it is asada. Anna of Mom. Anna, just not sure. This is a tough conclusion to this puzzle. This is not ideal. So, goat material. Oh, the champion. Okay, sorry, that wasn't as hard as I was making it. So does that help here? Essay writing, e.g. Essay writing it's prose. It's the practice of writing prose as opposed to, say, writing a poem, which would be poetry, obviously. So I guess this is asado in this case, so masculine adjective form. So that's just not what I understood the word asado to be, but that's fair enough. Immediate threat to capture in a game of Go. Oh, Atari. Right, okay. I didn't have this at the forefront of my mind, but I have learned in the past that the video game company Atari was named after this concept in Go, and I just couldn't bring it to mind. So that's Atari, and then Anna of Mom, Anna Faris. I've heard of that person, so that must be the answer. Yes. So there we have it. We have our Friday puzzle. Not too brutal for a Friday puzzle, but no pushover either, I would say. So yeah, I'm curious to know how you found this one. I definitely struggled with a few corners of this puzzle, certainly over here. And then the ways in were relatively straightforward, but champ and prose. But I mean, as is often the case with these themeless puzzles, the clues are relatively vague. And so even things that end up seeming simple, it can be surprisingly difficult to come to them. But of course, everything's going to bounce off people's brains in different ways from person to person. And yeah, that was a tough area for me. Breaking into the puzzle, actually, I found fairly difficult for that same reason, in that you get so many, something like this, heart, a 4-letter word meaning heart. I mean, there are just so many possibilities there that it really isn't reasonable to suspect you'd be able to just see this clue and enter the answer in immediately, because there really are too many possibilities, and it does depend on the crosses. And I think that was sort of true of Film Site as well, maybe less so. But anyway, I found it a tough break-in at the beginning, but then it proceeded relatively reasonably after that. Now let's move on to, so yeah, a fun Friday puzzle from Juliana Tringali Golden. I did enjoy that. And now let's move on to a few clues from yesterday's puzzle. There actually were several that bear some further explanation, so let's get going. The plebiscite and several other people explained, regarding 16 across, the declaration after getting a hand, I think this refers to poker. It would be something you would say after being dealt your cards. And Monkey Flower says, exactly, I'm in, which was the answer, sorry, is another way to say, I call in poker. So there we go. Thank you to everybody who pointed that out. James Dickey explains regarding plat, which I arrived at the answer to plat, the surveyor's map, the urban planning map, or whatever it was, through this sort of roundabout recollection about Salt Lake City. But James Dickey explains more generally, in the U.S., a plat map is a surveyor's map used to delineate property lines, among other survey information. If you own property in the United States, it is plated on a plat map maintained by the state, county, and/or city. So thank you for that. It's more general context that is useful. Stephen Giblin points out, I never went back to the 50 across, the Big D cager. The answer was Mav. A cager is a basketball player, not a baseball player, and Big D refers to the city of Dallas. The NBA team in Dallas is the Mavericks. So thank you. Goes to show I should never try and guess anything about sports. So thank you for that context. Callisto Navarro says, I wanted good to be bueno as well, and I'm a native Spanish speaker. You say buen, B-U-E-N, immediately before a masculine noun. If you wanted to say good wine, you could either say vino bueno or buen vino, for example. That's extremely interesting. Thank you very much for that. I will hope to remember that knowledge. And Rick Di Natale explains, welting in upholstery is a cord wrapped in fabric or leather and sewn usually so as to hide a seam. I see. Okay, well, I can certainly picture that in my mind, and now I will properly associate it with the phrase welting, so thank you. And finally, Laura Sexton explains Topo Gigio, which was the puppet referenced in yesterday's puzzle, was a puppet mouse that Ed Sullivan seemed to think was great. I was never impressed. He was Italian, so the 3 hands needed to make him work were tre. Thank you very much. And yes, it does seem as though Topo Gigio has quite a few namesakes and various bits of tribute scattered around the world in the decades since its creation. All right, that's that for yesterday's clues. That's that for today's puzzle and today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow for the Saturday puzzle, our second of 2 themeless puzzles, possibly even a tougher break-in than today's. We'll have to see. Hope you join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Friday. Take care.